It's a non-dairy milk creamer. What's wrong with it?
Hemp milk?
Yes. There's something wrong with that? Now, I mean, maybe you really want to talk about that. You drink different kinds of milk.
I drink cow's milk.
Cow's milk.
It's the only real milk I drink. Then I drink some juices, like almond juice, cashew juice.
Okay. Those aren't juices, those are milks.
No, they're not.
So when did we stop drinking cow's milk?
When my stepmom decided it was bad and she didn't keep it in the house anymore. She told me it's not good for my belly.
It's not. You have a dairy problem.
That's why he's doing the hemp juice.
I'm trying because my body doesn't like certain juices.
Oh, so you're agreeing that it's not milk?
No, it's milk.
What makes something milk?
It's a white liquid instead of a clear liquid?
Yeah. I don't think that's the answer.
So you're asking the question, why do we call almond milk milk?
It's not milk.
You're saying it's almond juice.
Yeah.
When did the alternative milk thing start to come around?
I don't know. I didn't prepare for this because I didn't know we were talking about this.
Well, it just happened upon us. I think it's an interesting topic.
Yeah. I think it's stupid and interesting, but I don't know that everybody else does. I don't know that anybody wants to listen to us talk about milk for 30 minutes.
And welcome back to Dad. Did we just break America?
I'm Skylar, your resident Gen Z doom scroller.
And I'm Corey, your cynical Gen Xer. And I'm a little cynical.
I'm so sorry. You want to share why? The floor is yours.
I've been reading about, which is kind of ironic.
It's good that you can read.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that. But, which obviously, big thing. But I have to say, even for me, because I read a lot, but I don't read a lot.
You're reading above your grade level.
No, but I don't read like I can't remember the last time I read a book.
Yeah, you're reading like documents and things like that.
Right. I'm reading for work purposes.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't remember the last time, like emails and, documents and all.
You're reading Michigas.
Right. Well, it's not Michigas. It's all sorts of different things. So I'm saying that even my whole career, I don't remember the last time I actually sat and read a book for fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember. And there are times I've read like a book because somebody said, read this, or somebody said, oh, you would love this book.
Yeah.
But it's really alarming.
People can't read.
Well, I don't know that just people can't read. It's alarming. So if I'm not reading.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean that everybody else isn't reading?
Like
And
for
most
enjoyment,
especially-
you mean?
What?
Like you mean like people aren't reading for enjoyment?
Well, and most especially your generation, because what the hell do you guys read? In any event, so I think the curious concept is...
Can I say something quickly, though, that you just made me think about when you said it's a little ironic at the beginning? It is a little rude that the only way that the people who can't read could know about this epidemic is if they were able to read. They have no idea how bad it is.
Okay, so you read books, but that's true. So you read books, it's kind of true. So you read books, but when is the last time you read a newspaper article? My God, your eyes just open like bigger than the sun. You're like, newspaper, bro, what are you talking about?
Like in a newspaper? Never. I don't think ever in my life.
So you've never read a newspaper article in the newspaper?
Like in the school paper.
Okay, bro. What does it say in the school paper?
Well, does that count? Like printed?
No, I'm talking about like...
No, I don't think the Times delivered every day. I see no use for it.
You see no use for it. So where do you get...
What paper should I be investing in?
Not much, but not many.
Thank you.
So you get the news from the internet, though, or from Doomscroll?
Yeah. I get the news from the internet. I get to the bottom of things by doom scrolling.
So you're never, ever, ever, ever
picking up a paper and sitting down with a bagel and coffee? No. Who am I?
Who am I? My grandfather? Okay.
Like, literally.
That's kind of crazy, though, that you've never read anything from a newspaper.
I've glanced at a newspaper. I haven't sat down and, like, said, like, "Let me read the paper today."
That's kind of crazy. Okay,
I
so
like a magazine because the pages are connected. I could follow the story without losing the pages.
so in 2024, my understanding is, that's only a couple of years ago,
It was yesterday, yeah.
40% of fourth graders scored below the national average for literacy.
What is the national average, and who decides that? Or it's just does somebody decide where you're supposed to be by a certain age?
Well, you're supposed to read.
I was always above my grade level, so I don't know what the average is for the real grade level because I was always 2 grades above, personally.
Wow.
That's all I had going for me.
Toot your own horn. You happy now?
I just wanted
Do you
to
feel better about yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Ask me to do basic addition, though.
Well, we'll get to that topic.
Oh, yeah. Thank gosh. I was worried you weren't gonna make fun of me on this episode.
I'm not making fun of you,
You're
but
just using me as an example of the problem at hand.
no, but again, most people, when they were in my generation, we were taught to have to make change when you go into a store,
Okay,
right? Because,
Dad, we're talking about reading right
well,
now.
I'm saying that's all part of it, right?
Yeah, it is. You know what I do know that I'm very in the know about the change. I read the news about the change, about the pennies.
So, there's the National Assessment of Educational Progress.
Who is like,
It's a center for. There's also the National Center for Education Statistics.
but are these like agencies?
Yes,
Like NGOs?
I believe so.
Or they're part of like the government somehow? I wonder. Like, who makes these guidelines, you know?
And by the way, according to the statistics, being proficient in reading, according to the National Assessment of Educational Progress,
Yeah.
doesn't even mean you're reading at grade level.
No, it just means like you can read. Again, I was always 2 years above my grade level. When I was in 3rd grade, I was reading at a 5th grade level.
Yes, and I'm so happy and proud that you were, but this is not the Skylar reading show.
I was more than proficient, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So a fourth grader
Yeah.
is supposed to do things such as sequence or categorize events in a story and use nearby context to determine meaning of familiar words. That's some of the ways in which they test if you're reading proficiently.
Oh, okay. Understood. It's like make sense of something through like,
Right. So if you're proficient, you read at a level
you can
that
make assumptions.
that goes beyond basic comprehension.
Okay. Understood.
You can use information in what you read to support an opinion, understand words, use context from different portions of the text, explain relationship between the characters of the parties and the events that are taking place in the story. Right?
Mhm.
You have story recognition. Like you read the article or the book or whatever, and you could reiterate parts of the story.
Yeah, I could say they do that in testing, I think, for like kids.
So now that we can't do that,
But they do that.
let's
for
go back to the numbers, right?
So they can do how many? Yeah.
Hold on.
But that's just proficient?
Just proficient. So if you look at the numbers,
Yeah.
so I just want to go back to them. I'm sorry. I mean, people do go to school. We didn't stop teaching people.
But it seems as
So 40% of fourth graders are reading below proficiency.
I think it's higher than that.
It may be. This is only from 2024, by the way.
Okay.
And then an even more alarming number, more than 35% of eighth graders, like just before high school, are not proficient. So what do we do wrong, Sky?
I don't understand.
I mean, I understand looking at TikTok doesn't require reading.
No, but like you still go to school, so like I'm confused. No? Like I understand that there are parts of the country where, like, there are bigger income disparity gaps, but those have always been present for the most part, but this is just, like, actually confusing.
Why is it confusing?
I understand that kids aren't reading the way they used to because of things like social media, but they're still going to school, no? Like, are they being taught anything? Why can't they read at such drastic levels?
Because they're not reading anything. You have to read books. Your textbooks are online today, right?
But you could get a book.
But you have to read books. But even those books could be an audio book. It could be on my Kindle, my iPad, my
But you
phone.
could buy the physical book.
But how many bookstores do you see out there in the world?
Not a lot. I saw Barnes& and Noble the other day. It was huge. I don't know where it was.
Barnes & Noble has actually made a little bit of a resurgence.
Yeah, what's going on there?
But there used to be a lot more bookstores.
I loved the bookstore when I was a kid.
But how often do you buy a book today?
On Amazon, on the Amazon Kindle app?
So you don't buy the physical book.
Not often.
And where do you read that?
On my phone or on my computer.
So everything's gone to an app now to read.
Yeah, and I pay for a subscription, so most books I could get for free. I just press a button and they're in my app.
So you actually have to ask the question of why is that?
But I still went to school and read at school. It wasn't an option.
Well, it's not an option either.
So that is why I'm confused. Are they not teaching anything in the classroom? They go to school for like around 6 hours a day.
Right. That doesn't mean everybody's proficient though, right?
Right, but can't we like do something about it maybe? I don't know.
Do what?
Assist in making them more proficient. I don't know, just an idea. I just worked here.
So what makes the literacy issue interesting is here in the United States, everybody goes to compulsory school.
What?
Shraki roasts. You done yet?
What's compulsory school?
Compulsory education. You have to go to school. In grade school. You have to go to school.
That's not a thing everywhere else?
No.
I thought it was more so now.
Yes. But you have to complete at least high school in the United States of America.
And what happens if you don't? You go to jail?
Well, technically, yes. That's a whole nother topic.
The truant officers come.
Sure.
I thought those were fake when I was a kid.
Turns out they're not. So your real question is if virtually every child in America goes to school
Like, I'm confused.
for at least 12 years, right?
Yeah, I'm confused.
How do people graduate high school without being able to comprehend what they read?
I'm trying to figure it out, Dad, and you're telling me, well, you don't read in a book, in a physical book. That doesn't mean I can't read.
Well, proficiency, reading is one thing, proficiency is something totally different.
I'm talking both, though. No? Like, what are they doing in the classroom? I simply don't understand.
I think the education system is somewhat broken because the education or the reading system in most public schools doesn't require a child to prove proficiency before being promoted to the next grade.
So you're saying you think that they should take like a test, and if they fail the test, they have to redo the grade?
That would probably be better.
Well, yeah, it seems like nobody can read.
So basically, we're not fixing anything, if you will.
We're just sending them off. They're somebody else's problem.
Correct. So if you're not proficient in 4th grade and you've made it all the way to 10th grade, but we're reinforcing the same bad habits, that's why people are not proficient.
That's why they can't read, I guess.
Then your other problem is the way reading is taught.
What do you mean?
Years ago, when I was a young warthog,
Jesus.
schools used balanced literary programs.
You didn't know what that was off the top of your head. You just Googled that.
No. They did. They used what's commonly referred to
Commonly. But the lay people call it.
No, reading in context.
Okay.
Where you read something We were taught to draw pictures about it or discuss what we thought the scene looked like or what we were extrapolating from what you read.
Visualized it.
Correct. And then we were taught to utilize skills to sound out and identify unfamiliar words, right? And use actual phonics to decode them.
Okay.
Because some or most words have a root from another word.
So what do they do now? What they do when I was a kid? I don't remember.
So now they're doing more of evidence-based reading instruction.
Is that what they did when I was a kid?
Probably.
Oh, he doesn't even know.
I don't even know. How do you not know?
Well, you seem so into these different types.
We only have a certain amount of time, so
Trying to push the conversation
I'm
along.
trying to give the listeners a good return on their investment of time.
Sorry. I don't know what that like what's evidence-based reading?
So evidence-based reading doesn't force you to visualize, conceptualize, and or learn what you don't know.
It teaches you how to answer a question.
Pretty much.
Okay. I understand where the problem is there. But that's most of the education system today.
Well, that's a whole bigger topic.
There are very few things that like I remember a lot about.
Yeah, it doesn't really teach you the same things. Evidence-based reading is more scientific than the way in which we were taught. You learn vocabulary, right? That was a very big thing when you were a kid.
I think so.
You learn comprehension, understanding how to draw conclusions from what was read, but you don't really focus so much on the phonics concept and phonetic awareness, right? Sounding things out.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But do you think it's gotten worse since I was
probably. Well, the numbers are higher, right?
drastic?
So somebody who,
We were doing well.
somebody who,
My kids are not going to be able to do anything, it seems.
well, if you let it keep going the way it's going.
We shouldn't even have them. It's a sad state of affairs.
And I think that we were taught in an analog world, right? Do you know, you always see those little kids, you have the song about what sound each animal makes, right?
Yeah.
So that's an old concept because here's the picture of the cow.
What does he sound like?
What does the cow sound like? He goes moo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So reading comprehension became word recognition, right? And then language comprehension.
We don't do that now, is what you're saying.
And then in that vein, if either side was weak, you become not proficient.
In the entire thing?
Yes, because we focused on evidence reading in the last 15 to 30 years, where you could sound out the word Constitution, but that doesn't teach you what the Constitution is. So you may be able to say Constitution, but you don't even know what it is.
Or what it means.
Right. So evidence-based reading focused people on understanding that this is the Constitution. This is the cow. He goes moo.
No, that's not evidence-based reading.
It somewhat is because we show children pictures today, right? They need to understand
But no.
No. Don't tell me because you don't know.
You're saying that you would draw the picture and stuff like that. You called it balanced reading.
No. I'm saying that we were taught how to sound out words and then use them in comprehension.
Okay.
We were taught sentence structure at a very early age.
I wasn't.
No.
How old was I?
I don't remember the exact age when you did sentence structure, but you were taught pictorially or evidence-based what things were. So you knew what they were before you knew how to say them correctly.
Oh, okay.
We knew how to say them correctly before we knew what they were.
Understood. Yeah, that seems like a bit of a problem. Like, because I guess it doesn't really matter if I can identify a picture of the Constitution if I don't know what it is. Right? Is that your point?
Well, right. So you could spend, all the time in school, let's say 12 years in grades after like preschool, right? So maybe 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, but like I said, that means that you can understand how to say the word Constitution, but it doesn't mean you know what it is. So
That's why proficiency levels are so low.
yeah, but everything in evidence-based reading is based on science, right? Technology, psychology, linguistics, the neuroscience of education, if you will.
What?
How you learn how to speak and comprehend.
Well, it doesn't seem to be working, does it?
No, it doesn't, because human beings actually, and which is really crazy, if you go back or you think about different societies in life, different countries, how is it we're all born with the same ability to pick up spoken languages
I don't know.
or written language, where you could be born in Taiwan and I was born here and I speak perfect fluent English and you speak perfect fluent Taiwanese, but you don't speak English and I don't speak Taiwanese because you were exposed to it your whole life.
I'm from there.
Thank you for filling out the rough edges on my theory.
I think the people were a little confused.
So, as an example, an experienced reader would look at the word dog and doesn't think it's D-O-G, it just says dog, right?
Yeah, somebody that's not sounding it out.
Okay.
That's really so adults are sounding out the word dog.
Well, some are but most people know what the word dog means or what a dog is, right?
But like even just like a little bit of a harder word, but not like a difficult one.
Take a harder word like, okay, I don't know, the word fantastic. If you've never seen the word fantastic, you might not know what it means, but you could probably sound it out. Why are you staring at me like I just told you language died?
I'm really confused.
If you have phonics knowledge, you could sound out fantastic. F-A.
But you're saying that younger people don't have phonics knowledge.
No, I'm saying that they're taught.
You did say that.
Because they're taught evidence-based reading. They weren't taught to sound out words.
So they can't read.
Right. So we were taught.
Get to the point.
And the point's at the top of your head. We were taught fantastic. What's in the word?
Fan.
There you go. Fan is in the word.
And you know how to say fan.
So you already know part of it.
Look at you, one step ahead.
In any event.
What about the math?
There's a whole nother problem. You don't do any math.
But what are the math levels? Like it's not literate. What do they call it?
What do you mean, computation?
Yeah, the children aren't doing well, is the moral of the story.
Pretty much.
Like if my kids can't read.
In this year 2024.
I want you to know now the literacy, it says 65% of fourth graders.
This is 2024 now. Only 39% of fourth graders scored at or above the national average of being proficient in mathematics.
Only 49?
Only 39%.
That's troubling.
And when it got to higher levels in school, 8th or 9th grade, only 28%.
I'm not a part of that 28. Am I proficient in math?
Probably not.
You're so blunt.
Smoke it. So math is an even bigger problem because nothing in school prepares you for the real world. Going to the grocery store, going and buying clothing, taking out a mortgage, signing a car financing, buying and selling things.
I have a good idea.
What's a good idea?
I have a solution because I'm not good at the maths.
Okay.
You should end up with somebody who's good at the things that you're not.
That's your solution. not teach everybody better. Your significant other should be better at the things that you're not,
Yeah.
which is a good idea anyway. But I mean, are you out of your mind?
No, I'm onto something.
Oh boy.
I do the reading and writing.
Again, here's the biggest problem. Now, obviously, when was the last time? I know the answer to this question, but I think it's kind of funny now that we're talking about the math. When was the last time you used a quadratic equation? I've always wanted to ask that.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Well, you can't tell me?
I don't know.
Did you ever use it outside of school?
What was I doing with it outside of school? What do you use a quadratic equation every day? Don't laugh.
No.
I don't know how
But
to.
algebra was designed, or sequential math as it's known now,
Oh,
right? Algebra was designed to teach you different concepts of how to figure out things.
I'm happy.
Okay.
Algebra wasn't so hard for me,
Most people graduate high school without knowing how to compound interest, the interest on a credit card is and how it works.
but at least I know y equals mx plus b
And why is that?
because it does. That's how you solve for y.
You're missing the whole point.
No, I'm actually not missing the point. Maybe they should teach us math that we actually need to know.
Correct. So you left high school without knowing that if I go out there and my husband and I, or my friend and I, or whatever, want to buy a house, and we need to take out a $500,000 loan, which is not a lot of money in today's world, on a house. Maybe the average house is like 900,000 or something.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to take out almost 50% mortgage, 50% loan to value, and they're going to charge me 6%, which is going to cost me.
Stop putting me on the spot with things you know I'm not good at on the podcast.
So
I
it's
do not like it. I don't do it to you.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying. Let's say, do it. So it's going to cost you something like 30,000.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
But when calculators came out, right? I don't need to do that in my head because I type it into the calculator. The calculator tells me. Now, with your smartphone, you could ask AI or any search engine anything. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. So it's not whether or not you could just read, it's whether or not you can evaluate information, whether or not you know how things work. And I think that because of the invention of social media and because of the inevitable invention of the smartphone and the internet, people believe what they see online. And I think that, let's be honest, Skylar, it has made us dumb.
I get dumber by the day.
I'm not saying you specifically.
I'm speaking
We
about.
all rely on these machines to help us. And the biggest problem is with the AI is we're getting sucked into it.
Well, people can't even write a text message.
But I understand how you can get hooked on it because once you let it correct your grammar or your sentence structure, or
Yeah, they really correct everything else. Make it sound better.
right, and you start to lose your ability to read and write.
Yeah.
So I think the literacy problem and the math problem are huge, major problems. And the more that technology, why are you making a face?
I'm making a face.
The more that technology makes life easier for all of you,
The dumber we become.
well, that's the concern, right?
It's like one of
The
those.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
No, it's like one of those graphs.
Yes. It's really concerning.
I'm concerned for my future children. Like I'm looking at these rates, like maybe I just shouldn't have them because if my kids can't read, I'm gonna have a serious problem.
But most people don't read for pleasure. I don't even do that.
It's not about reading for pleasure, it's about being able to read.
And it's sad that I don't do that. I mean, I also don't have a lot of time to do that, but
I
never, I know all these people like, yeah, we went away and I read 2 books.
Okay, well that's weird. I don't like people like that. I don't trust
And I'm sitting there looking around the room going, who goes on vacation to read a book? I don't understand.
Not me.
I've never understood that my whole life. But again, I think America is completely broken. And I think that in this standpoint, we have to be very mindful about what we're doing with technology.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I think the children ain't all right. Check in on your kids. Ask them to read you a sentence.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
We hope we didn't scare you too much.
did. And I'm sorry, and I'll be back with more energy at a later date. And we have some exciting things coming up. All the more exciting things going on on the pod.
Can you read about it, or you don't know how to read it?
Can they read about it or can I?
I don't know.
They can't read about it yet, but they'll be able to soon.
Okay. Skylar. Squirrel.